Alright, well, since we've gotta go through Nunki Valley to head to Cebalrai anyway, we might as well go ahead and pick up our next quest from the Colosseum while we're here.
Just kind of grudging participation. Like, not that we care or anything, but, we might as well. Just, for want of literally anything better to do.
Well, we were gonna go yell at Lord Rodolfo, but he's not home, so we're gonna go check out the farming hamlet instead.
You gotta love JRPG priorities. Just everything to do with the pacing and the flow of time is just... They didn't care. They don't even try to make it narratively work. They're just like, whatever. Nobody's gonna dare complain about this. They'll just deal with it. We've reached a point of familiarity with stuff in this game. Like, every time we see a panning shot of a new dungeon area, I'm just instinctively like, okay, how are they going to make this intolerable? What bullshit are they going to do?
This dungeon, I hesitate to call it a dungeon because it's, 2 screens long, but the gimmick they went with here is not very, it's not very insufferable.
May my blade be sharp.
So, that's not nothing.
You can put that on the back of the box. Not very insufferable.
Anyway, you like bats?
Eh,
They can poison you, and they've got a shockwave that knocks you down. That's about it.
yeah, sounds like goddamn bats. I think it's like the law that they have to be annoying. And I can see it. Like, they hang out in places that aren't great, and there's a lot of them, and they just kind of hang out in swarms and make annoying noises, and it just seems thematically correct for bats to be irritating.
Like I said, every so often, their basic attack string will poison you. Yeah, there it is right there. That's really the only thing they have that's notable, because they don't actually do that much damage in and of themselves.
Yeah, again, sounds right. Seems vaguely bat-like, just kind of low-key whoops. It can be hazardous.
Sorry about that.
They're not even an interesting threat, it's just like, whoops. It went wrong. Kind of unique to video games as a risk proposition.
Alright, so are you ready to see the incredible gimmick that they've gone with?
Writing down a droplet? Oh no, it's timed?
So yeah, the glowy flies will only move if you have the holy droplet, which only lasts for I don't know, maybe 10 seconds. You can see it's already worn off.
Also, hey, guys hanging out down there. Let's just not with them, I guess.
I was gonna say, y'all like bats?
I mean, how much I like or dislike bats tends to scale pretty tidily. I feel like I could like them a lot less if there were a lot more of them.
Well, do I have an encounter for you?
Yeah, it's quite apparent that you do.
I mean, to be clear, they are not any more dangerous than they are, like, in smaller groups. Like, this is an enemy that, for better or worse, does not actually get all that meaningfully dangerous when there's a bunch of them. It's just, you know... Fuck, 5 bats is a lot to kill at once.
Yeah. It's like, it's definitely got that old problem where it's a time sink, and you hate it even though it's not, like existentially dangerous. It's just, like, it's like... It's a problem for you more than it is a problem for, you know, the guys. Real classic video game stuff.
Anyway, we picked up a couple new things here. The most notable there is, I think this is Force, which is, you know, previously when we wanted to charge our MP, we would just, like, yell, and now we're gonna yell really loud so we get, like, double the MP when we do it.
We do a thing where, like, a little shockwave comes out of us as we yell and it, like, stuns people. I mean, it probably doesn't stun people, but you probably imagine it would be stunned if this were an action game.
I mean, clearly that's the Tier 3 upgrade of the MP charge.
But yeah, like, there was a point where we started learning how to do this kind of encounter design where it's like stuff is as threatening as it feels like it should be, and it isn't really a huge time sink. Like, you don't want that to be a consideration for the player. That's just, like, feels bad, man.
Anyway, here is our wayward Colosseum friend. Now, closer and farther back are a little bit hard to discern what that actually means in terms of a pre-rendered screen, but in this case it does in fact mean relative to the camera. So, like, closer brings him further south.
I hate that.
Anyway, thank you, Sagi, for taking the time to remark about the falling water, which took so long that the holy droplet ran out.
That's really weird, and also I hate it. Like, I feel like I've said something about this before, but it's like there's stuff that people put into games, and they're like, oh, let's do something with this, and, like, let's find ways to elaborate on the mechanic and make things more interesting and, like, keep it varied and have you be doing different things when you play. And, like, yeah, that's good, but sometimes you do the work and you put everything together and you produce the final result in the video game, and it's bad and it feels bad to play. And that's the point at which you're like, well, this was a fun experiment, but maybe let's not. Now, that said, given that we are inhabiting the Guardian spirit and we're, like, kind of, like, vaguely ludonarratively present, I can kind of see how the whole closer, farther back thing, like, checks out. It's, like, really annoying and, like, kind of, like, you know when you see something in a game and you describe it as cute, but you're doing it disparagingly? It's like that. It's like there's a disconnect where we are trying to talk to Sagi and we're like, this way, and then he repeats it, but it's different from his perspective, and, like, that's what's going on. And I still hate it, but also it's funny.
Oh yeah, no, I hate it, but it's a cute joke is very much the theme of that little escort.
be much more convenient if we could just directly talk to people. But hey. Like, no, Sagi, your other left.
Alright, so before we go to Cebalrai, we're going to take a quick detour into Moonguile Forest. Not because there's anything that we give a shit about here, but there is a child in town that will give us something if we have been to Moonguile Forest, even though there is absolutely no reason to do this right now.
I mean, it sounds like there very much is a reason to do this right now.
I mean, I guess you could talk to the Greythorns. That's something. Yeah, let's not think too hard about this place, Sagi. This might be important later.
Yeah, it's got that vibe. But yeah, this is some good old-fashioned player clairvoyance. Like, I don't know, I can't complain too much about that kind of thing. It's just like, you don't... Like, if anything, I feel like not doing it would be weirdly, like, arbitrary and noticeable. It's like, you don't care too much about, we want people to be going here at this point, and then we turn on all the flags for that point after that. It's just like, you want it to be organic. Like, we have been there, therefore we have cause to tell a person that we've been there. Regardless of anything else, that's just like, that's good. That's video games. Whether or not it's a good thing that it gives you weird considerations is, yeah.
Do is masticate.
Pro-machinate.
Right, of course. Pro-machinate.
I don't know, I'm all in favour of being pro-mastication. I'm hungry.
Progress since somebody thought up the two-fisted teeth squeeze. If you Empire gents could get pro-machination going for us, why, we'd be much obliged.
I see people here still use their wings of the heart.
Well, we've got a lot of old-fashioned types here, that's all it is.
The heart wings have to go. No one will miss them anyway, once the Empire issues winglets.
Winglets? Well, listen to that. I'll just have to see what I can do. But, the thing is, Master Hughes, things would move all the faster if I had just a little, you know...
Money?
You do have a way with words. Yes, money would do just fine.
Vulture. Here's your money. Buy yourself a vocabulary while you're at it.
You know, I appreciate that Hughes has the exact amount of disdain for Rodolfo that, like, every single person who played the first game does.
And in return, you can let us pro-machinate St. Al-Sud and place it under Empire rule.
Ludonarrative synergy. I feel like Rodolfo's got the right of this, though. Just, like, consciously, outwardly, loudly, not even giving enough of a shit to do it right. Literally only here for the paycheck.
I mean, Gabari probably has already forgotten about the secret passage in the inn. That seems like the sort of thing that he would forget about as soon as it was closed.
Like, I'm just thinking again about why this game even has mail. How does it happen that they decide to do that? And I gotta wonder if they're just kind of reacting to how it worked in, like, I don't know, in Final Fantasy IX, which might have come out, like, while the first game was being developed, but too late to do anything about, and they were like, yeah, that seems good. Let's put it in the next one.
I mean, if we didn't have the mail system, we couldn't also then have the gag where the game sends us, like, literal in-game spam. So, you know, who can say if it's good or bad?
That's innovation. Nobody ever sent spam over Mognet, to my knowledge. That would have made a great side quest.
Anyway, we're gonna pick up a new weapon for Millie and a mattress. Don't worry about it. We're gonna need that later.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about stuff like that. Like, we just carry everything in the cards. Like, with how this essence stuff works, like, the fact that they never bother to nail down exactly what's going in these things means, like, you would think that carrying stuff in cards would just be, like, just a universal, practical solution to all kinds of stuff. But, I guess we're just not gonna go there. I don't know. That all sounds dangerous.
I don't know, this whole ocean thing sounds like a pretty big lie. Man was never meant to see things bigger than a lake.
It just ain't right. Yeah, see what I mean? It just makes sense to do that kind of thing. Like, there's no reason for the game to ever, like,
Master Rodolfo,
really
wait.
acknowledge it, but, like,
can't
it
trust
makes
the
sense for
Empire.
us.
Says who?
I'm awful sorry. It must be one of the village boys. I'll make sure he gets punished later.
Go on, kid. Get lost. I'm in the middle of important business here.
Please, listen to me. I'm here with a message from Quaestor Varus of the Empire. You mustn't help these people with pro-machination.
Like, you couldn't have just been like, hey, can we talk for a second?
Go.
Like, you just had to
Right
barge
away.
into the middle of business and be like, hey.
Blasted kid, stop talking
Look,
nonsense. Quaestor
Sagi
Varus, my
and
high.
Tact
Who put you up to this?
is not exactly... Like, we're running on parallel lines here.
Right? Huh. You can't change anything now. Tough luck. Rodolfo! You coming or not?
Nope. Wait for me.
Like, yeah, that guy seems trustworthy. Huge fan of the money sack.
There's no getting a word in edgewise with him.
Great. Now what? What are we supposed to do if he won't even listen to us?
Well, obviously, if he didn't listen the first time, we should just go harass him again. That's how this works, right?
Yeah. Let's pay his estate another visit.
I mean, I
Maybe
feel
he's
like
more
we should
relaxed at home.
we should
He
just
might listen to
pay
us
him.
there.
That seems to work pretty well.
Soldiers? Don't tell me you forgot.
I know. This time, let's just crash the gates. Desperate times, right?
It's about time I got to misbehave.
Millie has heard the promise of violence, and she is here for it.
Aren't you tired of being clever and strategic? Don't you just want to go apeshit? I can relate.
Now, I gotta say, when the Doc moves in the first game, he really gives this whole place a big glow-up. Go from, a sty to a clinic.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the tiling. But yeah, you could do something with the place. Just a bit of imagination.
You know, little bit of imagination, and your child that is technically doesn't have a soul because he's made of a card, don't worry about it. But, you know, we gotta give him a nice home.
Gotta keep your mind on what's important. I still can't believe that, you know, that is how you rank up, rather than just, like, doing stuff. But, yeah.
You know, first we had to... Right, first we promised a child an innumerable amount of violence, and now we escorted an old man through a dungeon. That's... progress? Question mark? Anyway, yeah, sure, got it. We'll definitely throw that fight when we get there.
Yep, we're gonna remember to do that. We are on the ball. Promise.